Hello, everyone out there in Radio Free Decipher land. Welcome to a very major broadcast as we get ready for the Lord of the Rings TCG release next Tuesday.
That's right. Hot, just right around the corner. It's so going to, blow everyone away.
We are going to have interviews with Dan Bojanowski.
Actually, we're doing them in alphabetical order. So
yes.
We're going to do Dan, then we're going to do Kendrick, then we're going to do Monica.
Well, typically alphabetized by the last name. But,
I don't care for your logic.
Okay, well, so be it, Jedi. Speaking of which, and this is an awful segue, but I'm going to leave it in, the Reflections 3 release just 2 days ago on Halloween.
That's right. Speaking of segues, Evan and I always have this thing about segues. We hate bad segues.
We really hate bad.
We love to point it out when people, make a bad segue. There's the Anthony Hopkins trailer that you sometimes saw before movies this past summer where he's trying to get you to give to the Will Rogers Institute, and he says, and since making movies isn't like curing cancer, that's just what I wanted to talk to you about. What? That doesn't make any sense. So that's our all-time favorite bad segue.
Yeah.
So.
And now maybe my segue into Reflections 3 can join the ranks of bad segues.
Hopefully. So Reflections 3, wow. Big set.
Yeah, I've seen stacks of it on Joe's desk. He's got quite a bit.
That's right.
And is playing through it. And I have to admit, even, kind of only the passing familiarity with wars that I have, it's pretty cool to look at some of that stuff.
Yeah, the defensive shields are really going to change the tournament environment by, hopefully for the better. It's going to get rid of some of the maybe a little bit more cheesy or abusive strategies and really sort of level the playing field.
I'm actually a fan of all the new characters that have the upkeeps and all that weird stuff going on with them. They're a lot of fun.
Except for Thok and Thug, because he's got the misprint of not having a period after his skull and crossbones. Bad misprint. No, it really doesn't make any sort of deal. But when I showed it to Justin, he just went, whatever.
He was underwhelmed by your proofreading skills.
I said, hey, there's no period at the end of the skull and crossbones, and he went, so. Okay.
So there you go.
There was some big tournaments this last weekend. All the pre-releases last weekend for it, so that was really cool. And hopefully this weekend everybody gets out there and starts playing in the first big sanctioned tournaments.
It'll be interesting to see some of the reports about those events.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to seeing what kind of deck designs and stuff are out there. It's going to be really interesting.
All right. So look next to Tuesday, November 6th.
That's right, Lord of the Rings. And we're pretty much going to dedicate the rest of the show today to Lord of the Rings because it's going to be so massive and it's such a big deal. And we've been getting such great reviews of the game on a million different independent websites, and so we're really looking forward to this game, and I hope that everybody out there really has the opportunity to play this game because it's fantastic. And multiplayer, wow, the multiplayer aspect of this game is phenomenal.
I think there are actually a few people in the other room right now involved in a multiplayer game.
Really?
When I walked by,
really play testing it out. So, cool. Yeah, I know we were play testing Booster Draft and Sealed Deck and stuff earlier today, and I kind of own Dan Bojanowski a little bit, so
well, join the club.
Let's welcome Dan to the show. Dan, how you doing today?
Just fine, and yourself?
Yeah, I'm doing good. So you came into my office a little earlier today and said, I need to be on Radio Free Decipher, so why don't you tell us why you're here today and what we can learn?
He just wanted to come on and talk about rounders with us.
That's right, a little bit,
Poker. All right. Well, we got some big, important, and exciting news about the tournament software. The current tournament software that all you tournament directors out there are accustomed to using is not going to be used after next week.
Not going to be used?
No. We have something bigger and better.
Cool.
This is something that we've been developing for quite a while now, and it is going to support all of our games, including Jedi Knights and Lord of the Rings, as well as supporting the formats that we talked about, such as like last year, like year-to-date ratings and sprint ratings and things like that. It's going to be a web-based software, and you're going to put your results in and check your ratings and post tournaments all through this one software.
Wow. And it's all web-based. So that means previously how you kept on your old tournament software, you kept a database of all the players that played in your tournament. Now that database is going to be on our web servers, and it'll have everybody that's ever played in a tournament.
That is correct.
That
is correct.
That's cool.
So this change is a big undertaking for us, so we need the help of you, the tournament directors, to make this change as smooth as possible. Today at 5 o'clock we are going to be shutting off the valve that will allow you to send tournaments through the current tournament software. So I've already made this announcement through various means, but if you're going to send any tournaments in, you need to do it now before 5 o'clock today. Any tournaments you send after that point will be rejected.
And we know that we're not giving people much time here with this Radio Free broadcast, but you have already also made a web story about it. You've sent out numerous emails about it.
Posted to all the boards, posted to all the emails.
Tried to cover all the bases, but so that's an important thing. If you have results that you need to get in after that, save them for the new tournament software, and you just enter them using the scorecards you already have.
Okay.
Another thing you need to do is, if you're a current tournament director, you need to make sure that you go in and make sure that we have an email address, a current and valid email address on file. You go in like you're going to post a tournament, and you just click adjust my personal information, and you edit your email address. Make sure we have one. That will be used as a identifier for you. That will be your password to get into the new system instead of your tournament ID number. So when this crossover occurs, you're going to have to. It's going to ask you for your password or your email address and password. You're not going to have a password. You're just going to have an email address. So you put in your email address and click on the forgot my password thing. It'll then send you a password to your email address, which you then go use to get in, and you can change it later. So the bottom line is you need to make sure we have an email address now, so that when the switch happens, you're not contacting me saying, hey, I don't have an email address, blah, blah, blah. So
now, what's the worst case scenario? If somebody does not get this all updated now, they will be able to apply for another tournament directorship again later.
Well, we can just use the same one. They'll just have to do like I just said and contact me and say, hey, Dan, I didn't get a chance to get this in. Please add my email address, and then I'll tell them the password, or they can click on. It'll just be a longer process, but it'll be easier and save us all time and effort if you do this now. And that changing the email you'll be able to do that until we make the switch. The cutoff for that is not today, so you can do that next week, early next week, this weekend, whatever. Another important change, just real quick, is that all tournaments need to be posted at least 14 days prior to the event. That is a change that is sweeping across all of our games. It used to be 7 days, now it's 14. That is due to the fact that for Lord of the Rings prize support, we're sending out some promotional packages before to the tournament location, and we need to allow shipping time for that. So we want to be consistent across all of our games and make it a 14-day waiting period.
All tournaments must be posted 2 weeks ahead.
Yep, and there will be some allowances in these coming couple of weeks for that. So if you have problems, contact me, tournaments@decipher.com, and I'll make some special allowances for you.
Now, all of this is being done because hot on the heels is the Lord of the Rings card game next week, and the tournament structure for that is going to be up and running here pretty quick. So all of these things are being done now, I'm assuming, because of this game.
Want to get it in place, ready for everyone to get going with Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Cool stuff. All right. Well, thanks so much, Dan, for hopping in here today. And I know that people are already getting their Episode 1 tournament foils and lots of oohs and ahs from all of that.
Got about 100 more packages to ship out today.
Awesome.
So be ready if you're expecting some. They should come soon.
All
cool.
right.
Thanks so much, Dan.
No problem.
So continuing with our grand procession of guests today, welcome to the show, please, Kendrick Summers. How are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, it's been a while since we've had you.
Yeah, it has been.
I think maybe last time was a guest hosting gig last summer.
Not really. You know, for those of you that don't know, we didn't have a door on the room to Radio Free Decipher, and sure enough, every time we'd record RFD, Kendrick would pop his head in and like make funny faces at us,
to try and get us to break.
So he's actually here during most RFD broadcasts, but you just don't hear him.
I keep forgetting that this is radio and not video, so I'm thinking I'm getting in, but
getting onto RFD. Yeah. Well, you're here now, and you're here to talk to us about all kinds of Lord of the Rings information.
Yeah, about our launch, which is happening next Tuesday. It's coming up faster than a lone ring bearer sliding from site 8 to 9. Anyway,
nobody outside this office got that joke, and I apologize for Kendrick.
Yes, they all did.
All right.
The premiere parties, which are basically events that happen at various retail locations. Actually, we've been pretty aggressive, and it's looking like we've got about 150 retail locations internationally that are going to be holding these parties that are sponsored directly by Decipher. And basically what that means is we contact the store and set up a package of a modest package of goodies to send to the store, including a raffle prize, which is a very, very cool Cave Troll of Moria card T-shirt, which harkens back to the day of T-shirts that we gave away as prizes. So anyway, that is one of the things that goes in the party package. And then there's some posters and oversized cards and some other information, including an advanced copy of Decipher's Lord of the Rings TCG tournament guide, which should build a little bit of buzz for the tournament program. Bojo and the guys in our information technology department and the guys in our TCG studio have been working really hard to make a good tournament environment for you guys out there. So this will give you a first opportunity to look at that guide. So get over to your participating retailer and check out that tournament guide and buy a few packs at the same time.
Absolutely.
Which leads us directly to when you're going to be able to find out where these parties are. Okay. This week we should have a listing of the stores, at least in HTML or something along those lines, just a very simple list with name, location, and phone number for each of those stores. So you all should be able to recognize if your store's participating or if you can find one that's close enough to drive to. So we're real excited about that program. It should be a lot of fun, and we just want to build some buzz in the local areas and get some excitement going about Lord of the Rings, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Great. There's certainly some excitement internally as well. We had our little informal tournament last weekend.
That was good fun. That was good. And Kyle actually missed that event because he was up doing some sinister, dark Black Rider stuff away across the country for us. But we missed him at the tournament, and as a result, the marketing department went down in flames against the TCG studio. So
that's a little overdramatic.
Yeah, okay, maybe it is.
I mean... No, there were like two matchups that actually involved someone from the design group facing someone with.
And they were both Dan Bojanowski, and he lost both of them.
Yeah. So
damn.
Way to go, Dan!
Now there's more information than just the premiere parties that retailers are going to be doing here pretty soon. What's the other news on the about?
The other news is the weekend of 16 to 18 November, which everybody knows is the weekend that we were going to be holding DecipherCon. We created a program called the First Tournament Weekend. And it is the first weekend that we will be officially sanctioning tournaments for Lord of the Rings TCG. We will host 100 locations internationally for the first tournament weekend, and for those locations that actually have official hosting by Decipher, we're going to send, again, special prize support. We've got 2 other unique T-shirts that we're sending out there. One for each of the 2 events that we're going to require each location to hold. So you go to Bob's Comics in
wherever USA,
Star City, USA, in whatever state, and Bob is going to be holding 2 tournaments through the course of that weekend. One may be sealed deck, one may be constructed, both may be constructed. And for each of those tournaments, he's going to give away one of the T-shirts that we give him, and they're pretty cool too, but I won't tell you which T-shirts they are. You'll find out on that weekend. In addition, we are sending the standard prize support packages in advance of the tournament out to each of those locations, and if you all don't already know about the prize support program for Lord of the Rings, we'll be sending foil cards directly to that location, which is... not actually what happens for a standard sanctioned tournament, but I won't get into that too deeply. But it suffice to say that playing in that tournament and winning that tournament will net you not only a cool T-shirt, but some good foil cards too, or a good foil card. Anyway, during one of those events during the course of that weekend, at each of these sponsored locations, we will be doing a Chase the Ring promotion. And the Chase the Ring promotion is basically cool little program that lays itself directly over a sanctioned event, and the object of the Chase the Ring promotion is to be the ring bearer at the end of the tournament. And if you're the ring bearer at the end of the tournament, you get from one of Decipher's licensing partners with New Line Cinemas a replica of the One Ring.
Wow.
It's a 10-karat gold ring with the Elvish runes inscripted on the ring itself. It is an item that will be available in the future on the Lord of the Rings fan club, so keep your eyes open for that if you're not able to win one. But basically, the Chase the Ring promotion works in that at the beginning of the tournament, from the pool of all people participating in the tournament, one person is randomly chosen to be the ring bearer. Basically, what we'll do is ship out maybe some little gumball machine rings or something with the tournament package, and somebody gets to wear that little gumball ring. To keep the ring, you have to continue winning games. As soon as you lose a game in that tournament, you have to pass that ring on to the next ring bearer, and that next ring bearer is the person that beats you in that tournament. Now, it is possible to get the ring and hold it for the entire tournament, but what that means is that you have to go undefeated and win your final game, so it's not very easy. So the winner of the tournament may or may not be the actual ring bearer, which kind of makes it a cool promotion, because not only is the tournament winner awarded with prizes, but there may be somebody in addition to them who gets the ring. So anyway, it's a cool promotion that we're doing that kind of hypes up Lord of the Rings and helps give some exposure to one of our licensing partners, and just makes the tournament a fun event all the way around. And we've had a lot of people, our volunteers specifically, wanting to find out where these ring tournaments are happening so they can get involved. So get yourself prepared after Lord of the Rings hits, build your decks wisely, and go compete for that ring.
Yeah, because I'm thinking, a 10-karat gold replica of the One Ring is not a small prize. That is a really, really cool thing.
Yeah, and moreover, the company that provided them to us said that one of the 100 rings that we'll be getting for these events is actually the One Ring. So,
and will it let you enslave the world?
Yeah. So, when I do get that, I will be putting it on my finger, and you will all be my minions.
Yeah, now, the reason that we're giving out one of the cheaper rings is, number one, we didn't want to ship out the really expensive rings to 100 different locations. We wanted there to be a little bit more security involved.
Right, that's right.
And number two, the people who are producing the rings, who are the Noble Collection, are the people producing the rings, they weren't sure if they were going to have all of the rings done in time, because their actual projected release of the rings is right around the movie, and our game is coming out way before the movie, so
that's right. And
they weren't sure if they were going to have them in time for our promotion.
Yeah, and in their defense, it takes a long time to forge the One Ring, so so what will happen is, in addition to the bubblegum machine ring that we send out to each of the locations, we'll be sending a certificate that the winner of the One Ring will be able to send back to Decipher with your mailing address and your name and all those details, and we'll send the ring back out to you when it's ready.
Yep. Excellent.
Yep. So, again, just to recap, we're going to have about 150, 160 locations for the premiere parties around the world. Check the website probably by this weekend to find a location near you for the events happening Tuesday. The weekend of November 16 to 18 is when we're holding our first tournament weekend for Lord of the Rings TCG. 100 locations around the world will be sponsored for sanctioned tournaments for Lord of the Rings TCG. So again, check the website sometime next week for a full list for those as well.
Sounds great. Excellent.
Thanks,
all right. Well, thanks for filling us in.
Lots of information today about Lord of the Rings. And to continue that thread, we now have the boss, Monica Jones, in here with us. How you doing, Monica?
Good, guys. How are you?
I'm very good. It's been a while since you've joined us on RFD.
It has been. It's been a while since when I first came over here to work on the marketing side of things.
You a little nervous today?
Yeah, very.
Yeah? Yeah. Well, the beauty of RFD is that it's not live, so, we can edit all the fun things that you do out.
Sounds good.
And it'll make the 200th show highlight reel.
That's right.
And it gets progressively better.
Yes, better and better.
That's right.
So tell us, what have things been like for you this past, say a few weeks, months, getting ready for the big release?
Can I say breathing into a bag? The hours, there are just not enough hours in the day to get everything done. I think it's interesting because we kind of laughed at the TCG studio when they were working 24/7 to get the game designed.
Right.
And now it's funny how the shoe's on the other foot, and we're kind of doing the same thing. And it's just crazy. It is really crazy. But we have so many exciting things happening that we can't help that we're launching the greatest, trading card game and the fan club and the RPG all at the same time.
That's right. Well, we just talked with Kendrick about all the very, very cool promotions that are going on with the first tournament weekend and the Chase the Ring thing and all that fun stuff. What else is going on for Lord of the Rings right now?
Well, I want all of our listeners and web users to watch the Today Show on Tuesday because we have We have a rider of Rohan, one of our Lord of the Rings product champions, who is organizing a big group.
Infiltration unit.
Yes, and he's planning to give Katie, Matt, and Al some Lord of the Rings trading card game cards, as well as we've got some huge signs that they'll be holding up, including the Cave Troll.
Is Al Roker going to get a Cave Troll shirt?
He is. I'm not sure we produced triple XL, but we will certainly send him one.
Wow, that's going to be really fun. That's Tuesday morning.
That'll be on release day, Tuesday.
That'll be on release day on Tuesday morning, and we'll also be holding up signs for the Lord of the Rings fan club with the URL and that kind of thing. So hopefully getting the masses of Today's Show viewers to log in and become members.
And if any of you guys are, I guess, in the New York area that morning, stop by and have help Jason out and the whole crew out, and make sure that it's a really, really good time. Fun.
It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. What else is going on? There's more. There's got to be more.
There is so much more.
So much more
it's
than
hard
we
to
cover
focus
here.
on exactly. We've got some, incredible things going on. You guys already talked about the premiere parties and the Chase the Ring stuff, which is my personal favorite.
Yeah,
Go Bojo. But we're doing lots of things with the fan club. During the movie theater week release, we will be sending hordes of our product champions, the Riders of Rohan, out there to run trivia contests and hand out packs of trading cards and give away fan club memberships and just create a real kind of crazy scene with the people who are waiting in line to go to see the movie for the first time.
Oh, that's so good.
Yeah,
so good.
It's really good. And then, we're working with the celebrities, which is really cool. We're getting them to sign their official trading cards, and they're so excited to see it. I mean, it's so cool that we've designed something and these big-time actors are excited to get their copies and to sign them and send them back to us. So we're getting those signed, and we are
who was it that saw his card and said, where can I get more of these?
It was Sean Astin.
Sean Astin.
It was Sean Astin. And then Billy Boyd, who, in case anyone doesn't know, is Pippin. He actually signed some cards and sent them back to us, and he was actually demoed the game. Wow. So he was really pumped up to see that.
Very cool.
And so that he wants to play the game with Elijah. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Cool stuff.
Yeah. And, these guys are signing up to be, honorary members of the fan club.
Yes.
So we're making some
Just making sure that their names stay in the credits when it gets to DVD.
That's right. Yeah. I want my name to be higher than Elijah's.
I can totally hear that now. And also, Kyle's being stalked by Gimli the Dwarf.
That's right. Yeah.
He had a fun little phone conversation with John Reese-Davies.
That's right. I was at home the other day taking a half day off for vacation, and John Reese-Davies called me on my cell phone. It was sort of eerie and fun because they're all excited about it and they're wanting to be part of everything that's going on. And John is such a great guy, and hopefully we'll be able to get him to some shows in the near future so everybody can meet the biggest little dwarf you've ever seen.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing because I don't know if this is the right time to talk about it or not, but it's pretty cool because ever since we started working on the Lord of the Rings and we've met some of the other licensees and shared notes and met some of the celebrities, it just feels different. And I'm not sure what that community feel is all about, but it's this thing where nobody wants to screw it up.
Yeah.
And everyone is just really wanting to work with the other licensees, and we're working with Sideshow on some things, and Games Workshop and Valentine Books, and it's really pretty cool that this fellowship really has been created.
It's gonna be
everybody
quite
knows they're
the
part of
next couple
something
years.
huge.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for taking some time out of the busy schedule to sit down and fill us in. and back to the paper bag with you.
Thanks.
Well, that, sir, is going to do it for Radio Free Decipher today.
Indeed. So, everyone out there, have a good weekend. Look forward to November 6th.
And put your party hats on.